Mantra 10, Anyad evahur vidyaya nyad ahur avidyaya iti sushruma dhiranam yenastad vichakshire. The wise have explained that one result is derived from the culture of knowledge and that a different result is obtained from the culture of nescience. So wise, what they have explained, that when we cultivate knowledge, we get one result. And when we cultivate ignorance, we are going to get a different result. So now we can understand that what we cultivate, the results are going to be different. Not that, oh, anything I do, the result will be the same. So it means what I'm doing, that's the result I'm going to get. So I need to be careful of what I'm doing. As advised in chapter 13 of Bhagavad Gita, 13.8 to 12, one should culture knowledge in the following way. So what is knowledge? Gyan. What is knowledge? Krishna is giving in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, from verses 8 to 12. Culture of knowledge. One should become a perfect gentleman and learn to give proper respect to others. So there was one journalist. He asked Prabhupada that, how can you recognize a devotee? How do you know this person is a devotee? Prabhupada said that he will behave as a perfect gentleman. Prabhupada didn't say that he's going to wear tilak, he's going to be wearing Vaishnav clothes, he's going to be, chanting verses. No, he said he will behave as a perfect gentleman and learn to proper respect to others. So this is what we should try to cultivate. Because that's pleasing to Krishna. Learn to give proper respect to others. It's important for Krishna. And because each and every one of us belong to Krishna. We are all parts and parcels of Krishna. And what happens is we are always trying how others should respect me. Why is this one not respecting me? We create an idea in our mind that I should be respected in this way. And when we don't get it, then there becomes like a clash between two people. But it has to come from us. How can I properly respect others? What is the way to properly respect others? Prabhupada would say we should respect right from an ant to Lord Brahma, because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. There's Krishna in everyone's heart as the Paramatma. So, and this is the very first thing Krishna is telling us to do. He wants us to do this. How to behave well with each other. Then one should not pose himself as a religionist simply for name and fame. Oh yes, I'm so famous, how great I am. People are going to see I'm so knowledgeable, I'm such a great religionist, I'm such a pious person. So if we are doing that, then that's besides the point. We are going further and further away from Krishna. These things are so that we can come nearer to Krishna. We can become dearer to Krishna because these qualities please Krishna. So, but if I'm just going to pose myself, I'm a great religionist, and I really get name and fame, people really start saying, oh, wow, you're so good, and worship. But then what did I get? Okay, I got worship. That's what I wanted. So Krishna gave me worship, but I didn't get Krishna. So what's the point? Then where's Krishna in that? So then all the endeavor that I put, so hard I worked, so much energy, so much time, but then I just got name and fame. That's temporary. That's so temporary to this body. And maybe today I have name and fame, tomorrow I might not get it. Or even if I have it until the time I'm in this body, but how is it going to take me to Krishna? How is it going to make me situated in my relationship with Krishna? Because name and fame, each of us in this world is desiring this name and fame, puja and pratishta. It's very deep in our hearts, very deep. That's why we are here, looking that people should see how great I am. People should think how great I am. It's very deep in our hearts, very difficult for us to give up, but we have to try. We have to try our best to give that name and fame for Krishna. One should not become a source of anxiety to others by the actions of his body, by the thoughts of his mind, or by his words. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that our speech should be pleasing. It should not pierce others' hearts. He says how we should speak. So he's saying we should not become a source of anxiety to others. This is all what Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. We should not become a source of anxiety to others. So what am I doing? Is it my action? By my action, I'm becoming a source of anxiety to someone else? Is it that by my thoughts, I'm giving anxiety to someone else? Or is it the way I'm speaking, I'm causing anxiety to someone else? Not easy for us to do. We don't many times think of how we are acting or how our actions have, what kind of an effect is my action going to have on another? What kind of an effect my thoughts are having on another? Or my words, how is it affecting another? But Krishna is saying we should do that. Don't become a source of anxiety to others by the actions of our body, mind, and words. One should learn, and that we can do if we are really properly respecting, really learn to properly respect. I heard Kadamba Kanana Maharaj say, we might have to take lifetimes to be able to learn how to actually properly respect each other, how to properly give that respect. So it's difficult, but we have to learn. And one should learn forbearance even in the face of provocation from others. One should learn forbearance, even in the face of provocation from others. Means toleration, tolerate. Are we willing to tolerate? We get provocated and we are like, oh, I don't want to see that person again, Why should I see her or him? He's like always trying to provoke my anger or trying to provoke my envy. But here, Krishna is saying, learn forbearance. But for our practical sake, if we think we are not able to control our words or our thoughts when we are being provoked, it's better to stay away then. If we are not yet able to, because this is like really high qualities, really high qualities. How? That means being so tolerant, so tolerant. And if we don't have that, then better to stay away from that situation or that person. Say, because I don't have control of my mind and my words, and I might do something or say something which will not be very good. So let me stay away from that situation. But of course, Krishna is saying, learn forbearance. Then one should learn to avoid duplicity in his dealings with others. One should learn to avoid duplicity in his dealings with others. Means we just need to be honest in our dealings with others. And how can we do that? What comes to our mind is, I need to be honest with myself first. Then I will be able to understand how will I be able to honestly deal with others, That's what comes to my mind. One should search out a bona fide spiritual master who can lead him gradually to the stage of spiritual realization. And one must submit himself to such a spiritual master, render him service, and ask relevant questions. So this is one of the culture of knowledge that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving in the 13th chapter. He's saying, search out a bona fide guru. Bona fide. Not just somebody so-called. He says, yes, I'm a guru. No, but who's a bona fide? Who can gradually lead him to the stage of spiritual realization. What is spiritual realization? Who am I truly? Who am I? Okay, I know everyone knows, okay, I'm the soul. Oh, all right, but then what's my name? What is my activities? What do I do as a soul? What do I do? And one must submit himself to such a spiritual master. Submit means we need to hear from him with faith, surrender to him, understanding that, yes, he's not going to cheat me. He's really going to take me back home, back to Godhead. Render him service and ask relevant questions. Render him service. so that we can please him, get his mercy. Ask relevant questions. Relevant questions means, is this question, because the bona fide spiritual master, he can take us back home, back to Godhead. So then we need to ask him the questions which are going to do that, which are going to take us back to Godhead. In order to approach the platform of self-realization, one must follow the regulative principles enjoined in the revealed scriptures. So if we are really interested to get self-realization, we must follow the regulative principles that are in the scriptures. The regulative principles, the 4 regulative principles are no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. And then the regulative principle of the do's is do hearing and chanting, worship the deity, hear Bhagavatam, associate with the devotees. Those are the do's. So all the regulative principles are made for just 2 things. The foundation, Srila Rupa Goswami says in his Nectar of Devotion, all the regulative principles are for 2 things: to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. That's why all the other principles are there, to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. And that's what we need to do. So this is still long. Does anyone have any comments or would like to speak on any of these points that we just read? Or share anything on how we could approach these qualities?
I was just listening to the lecture yesterday. Hello? Yeah,
Yes.
of Amrendra Prabhu. And he mentioned for this, that one should not pose himself as a religionist simply for the name and the fame. Like there was this devotee in the Chicago temple. He mentioned that he used to sing Brahma Samhita very beautifully. And then on every Ekadashi, he would chant the Brahma Samhita in front of the devotees and everybody used to follow him. But then once and he had that pride in himself that, oh, look, I'm chanting so nicely. And then once temple president gave the mic to some other devotee, some foreigner who was not able to chant, but he was chanting. And then this person sitting behind, he was having anxiety in himself. Oh my God, this is the problem. Oh, he's not singing it, because he was not chanting to please Krishna, but then he was finding the faults in what the devotee was chanting. The other devotee was trying and he was chanting and he was finding faults. And then the temple president was sitting just behind him and he kept the hand on his shoulder that, Prabhu, you don't need a mic for Krishna to listen to you. Just sit here and chant. And then he realized that there was this pride and everything has come into him. He wanted fame and he had the pride that, oh, I'm singing so nicely. So he just took off for some years from that service and he did some other service. And the very, very important point in this is that we should never take any service on our own. The service should be given to us by our guru or by some senior devotee if they want us to do, because if we do the service ourselves, we will get the name and the fame, definitely, because if you're serving Krishna, you will be recognized by people. So there are very, very much chance of you falling down. And that will be a great fall. But if you're holding on to Guru and the Guru has given you that service, then it is the Guru's responsibility, because when everything happens, we always say Guru and Gauranga, all glories to the Guru and Gauranga. So because the service is given to you by your Guru, so there is no chance, even if there is fame you receive, and even if little pride comes, then Guru will help you. Gauranga will help you, because the service is given to you by Guru, and it will not come because you will offer all the result on his their lotus feet. So he said that this is very, very important. And this was in his lecture of the Guru Ashtakam. I think this was the last or the 7th or the 8th, he was explaining. So this is one of the parts in the Guru Ashtakam. So he said that it's very, very important.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing such an important point. Thank you. Did anyone else want to add anything or on any other point? Or? If no, then we'll stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening in, joining in, for your participation. We'll continue with this mantra tomorrow. Shri Isopanishad ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Hari Bol.